See, working on a connection issue here. And the sacrifice is successful. And there's one down as the play was made. All right, we'll keep track here of what's happened. A 4-pitch walk to Stone. And then the sacrifice by Graylin Graff. That'll go 2-3, advancing the runner, and that's a hit batter, which we've seen before this year.
You know, we've been saying how Braylon is not afraid to pitch inside, and she really shows that.
No, you got to go after these hitters. You got to go after these hitters. So first and second. First and second, and the pitch is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Let's see, we'll try to reestablish. See. So we'll have to do it this way. The offering, 2-0. Two balls and no strikes to Jody Archuleta. It's 2020.
That's all you can say about it.
Yeah. And the offering, swing and a miss on a changeup. Ball 2, strike 1, 2 on. And 1 out. Autumn Stone, the first hitter. Grayson Graff, Heidi Price. And now Jody Archuleta, followed by Aubrey Archuleta. Caitlin Swallow, Emily Stevens, Madison Brewer, and Tara Gustafson. That's a strike on the inner half. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The inning and the game began with a 4-pitch walk, a sacrifice, then a hit batter. This is the cleanup hitter. Will set up the Beat Digger defense momentarily. Swung on and grounded left side, down to third base side. Fielded by Paul. She steps in the bag, throws to first late. It'll be a fielder's choice, 5 unassisted. On the fielder's choice, there's 2 down. So the fielder's choice at third. And let's see who the hitter is now. We'll have a courtesy runner. We'll have a courtesy runner coming up. We'll set that up here momentarily. All right, the courtesy runner at first for Strasburg with 2 outs. I think they said a number 2. I don't have a number 2. Unless that might be, well, no. Nonetheless, first and second, 2 down here for Aubrey Archuleta, who is the center fielder for Strasburg today. Strasburg going in 3-3, and the Beat Diggers at 3-2. The pitch, and that is there for a strike on the outer half. Evan James feeling better today?
Oh, I'm feeling a lot better.
All right, hey, that's critical. And we are set up in the shade. It's going to be at about 100, but that's later on this afternoon. The offering swung on and popped foul out of play towards the second screen back here. Now, Rush was supposed to play Lions on Tuesday in Lions, but the weather's going to be awful on Tuesday. That game will be Friday, 4 o'clock right here on 1010. So that will be the next game coming up Friday on the road against Lions. Meanwhile, no balls and 2 strikes. Here to Aubrey Archuleta, and the pitch way outside. 1-2.
No, that was a great stop by Georgiou. She had to really show us athleticism there.
Yeah, I mean, nice backhanded stab, absolutely. I mean, that's not that easy of a play.
No.
1-2 with 2 on and 2 out here in the top of the first inning. And the offering, and that's outside. Count remains at 2-2. 2-2. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. And Braylon Rule strikes out Aubrey Archuleta. And Strasburg is kept off the board in the top of the first inning. Let's head to the bottom of the first. Strasburg strands 2. And the Beat Diggers are coming to bat on 1010 KSIR, KSIR.com. and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John Beltran back with Evan James. The Bee Diggers do not score on the top. The Indians don't score on the top of the first inning. Bee Diggers going here to the bottom of the first, starting lineup. Brought to you by
High Plains Bank, your friendly local community bank serving Wiggins and all surrounding areas. Find out more at highplainsbank.com.
As always, masterfully read. Here we go. Brooke Rule's the leadoff hitter for the Bee Diggers, and the pitch is a strike. No balls and one strike from Emily Stevens. Now, Braylon Rule is hitting second today. Swung on, that's lifted towards right center field. That's going to find a gap, a dive, and Stevens can't make the catch. Rule is around first, she's to second. She's going to try for three, and it's going to be a leadoff triple for Brooke Rule here in the bottom of the first inning. Gave that a long ride there, Evan.
Yeah, the center fielder could not make that diving catch, and she just kept on going to third. I mean, she has those wheels.
Yeah, without a doubt. Speed certainly helped out there. On the leadoff triple by Brooke Rule, having a fabulous season. Braylon Rule moving up in the lineup today. Batting .429, the sophomore awaits the pitch. Swung on and chopped foul up the third base side. No balls and one strike. Let's see. I do this strictly for Evan. You want to guess the temp? All right, hold on. I'll get you. Let me get the temp. Okay. All right. We'll get to the next pitch. Then you got to guess it. You got to be within 2 degrees. The pitch that is on the outside corner. Guess the temp.
89.
It is 86 degrees. Close. No balls and 2 strikes. We'll play this game a little bit later on. On deck is Grace Georgiou. Alexis Corral is the cleanup hitter. Will set the rest of the lineup to pitch, and that is in the dirt. Jody Archuleta is behind the plate. Madison Brewer at first. Autumn Stone at second. Caitlin Swallows at third baseman. Heidi Price at short. Grayson Graff in center. Aubrey Archuleta, or in left, I should say. Archuleta in center. Tara Gustafson in right. And the pitch swung on and grounded to short. Should be a routine play on 2 hops. Go to first is low, but that is going to be... Yeah, it should be in time, but the run is driven in. As scoring is Brooke Rule on the RBI ground out from Braylon Rule. Heidi Price throws out Braylon, and the Bee Diggers lead 1-0. And that'll send up one of the best hitters in the entire state, Grace Georgiou. Let's see, Georgiou is batting as the pitch is taken into dirt. .692 on the season. First Bee Digger run of the game, brought to you by
Wiggins Electric has been servicing the surrounding area since 1966 with complete electrical and valley center pivot installations. Also your local Bush Hog and Coyote dealer. Visit WigginsElectric.net today.
And the pitch is fouled down the third base side, and the count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, we'll check out what Strasburg has done this year. And obviously not the team of years past, but still very good. They've won multiple state championships, especially in the last 10 to 15 years. They defeated Brush for the state title about 4 or 5 years ago. The Bee Diggers were in the state title game twice in the 2010s, including last year when they fell to University by a score of 8-4. So this inning began with a Brooke Rule triple, and then Braylon Rule with an RBI ground out. The Bee Diggers have a 1-0 lead, nobody on. And Grace Georgiou at the plate against the right-hander Emily Stevens. The target set up by Jody Archuleta. And the pitch, and that one bounces in. Ball 2, strike 1. Nadeline Poss will be hitting 5th, followed by Riley Lake, Olivia Odell, Annalise Glosson, and Kylie Abreu. And the pitch, that is taken outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Cody Roth, the field umpire today, along the first base side. And who's the home plate umpire?
Kevin Fergus.
Whoever that is. 3 balls and 1 strike. The pitch swung on and grounded. Foul down the third base side. Yes. The esteemed former Brushhead baseball coach for 4 years led them to the 2015 state title game. And he calls brush baseball for us as well with Evan. It's the Kevin and Evan show. That'll get going sometime in 2021. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, and the base is empty. 1-0 Brush, bottom 1 against Strasburg and Brush. The pitch swung on and popped foul out of play off to the right. And right on top of the covering along the first base side, where the Bee Digger fans are sitting underneath. Count remains at 3-2 to Grace Georgiou. 2 home runs this year. The right-hander Stevens looks in, that little left knee bend. The offering swung on and grounded for a base hit into left field. A solid swing by the senior. Her average is inching closer to 700. And that'll bring up Alexis Corral. Alexis looking to get back on track. Had a struggle on Tuesday, striking out twice. Hitting 400. And let's see, will that be Carrera or Holdren? Normally it's one of those two.
It's Carrera.
Okay. Alia Carrera will be the base runner at first. And here's Corral, another right-handed hitter for Brush. The pitch swung on and lifted foul and out of play off to the right. No balls and 1 strike. Here to Alexis Corral. A leadoff triple by Brooke Rule got the mini rally started. Then Braylon Rule on a ground out to short drove her in. The offering, that's up and away. Count levels at 1-1.
Morgan Community College. MCC is here to make your dreams come a reality for both traditional and non-traditional students. Check them out today at morgancc.edu.
Hopefully we don't have an injury situation here, because all of a sudden in the middle of a count, we have a visit to the mound. And yeah, you're hoping that's the last thing at this point, because you rarely see this. In the middle of a count, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on, 1 in the bottom of the first inning. Here in Brush. Yeah, unless signals were crossed, I'm not sure. Now, last night during the Dodgers-Rockies game, it got delayed for about 3 to 4 minutes, 4th time this season. An MLB game has been delayed because of a drone. I know. Crazy. Yeah, somebody's invading the airspace, Evan.
Now, that's something I've never heard of, actually.
Well, it's happened 4 times this year. Don't ask me why. The pitch. And that's upstairs. By the way, you didn't ask me, but I was just saying don't ask me why. Ball 2, strike 1. Concession open yet? I don't know if it's going to be open today.
I think they are open.
Okay.
Yeah. It's going to be real nice.
Oh, yeah. And the pitch. Swung on. That ball's grounded to first. An easy play. For the out, advancing to second is Carrera. As stepping on the bag was Madison Brewer on the 3 unassisted. And that'll bring up Nadalyn Poss. Well, she had a big game with 3 RBIs, including a 2-run double against Valley, only hitting 200, but that average has gone up. And the pitch swung on and lifted down the right field line into foul territory. Long run for Brewer and for the right fielder Gustafson, but no play. And it is 0-1. Again, the Bee Diggers will not play until next Friday at Lions because of inclement weather coming in on Tuesday. So we can note that calendrically. No balls and 1 strike to Nadalyn Poss. And the pitch upstairs. And then what happened? The throw to third. It was a delayed steal, apparently. A delayed steal. And Carrera. Yep. She was out at third. Is that Holdren, though? Wearing it, too? No, that isn't number 1? Okay. All right. Nonetheless, the Bee Diggers get a run. And they do it on 1 hit. No errors and nobody left. To the top of the second we go. It is Brush 1, Strasburg nothing on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Top of the second we go. John Beltran with Evan James. It is 1 ball and no strikes, and the pitch is outside. And the count is at 2-0. The Bee Diggers lead the Strasburg Indians 1-0. This is Caitlin Swallow, and the pitch is a strike at the knees. 2-1. 2-1. Here to the right-handed hitter, third baseman for the Indians, and the pitch very high and away. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Premier Farm Credit understands production ag and has been serving our rural communities for over 100 years with locations in Sterling, Fort Morgan, Yuma, and Holyoke.
3 balls and 1 strike, and the offering, and foul to the backstop. That might have been ball 4. That pitch was up in the zone. Swallow, Stevens, and Brewer. All infielders batting in this top of the second inning. Hopefully that'll be it as far as Brush is concerned. In what is a 1-0 Brush lead on Braylon Rule's RBI groundout, scoring Brooke Rule, who tripled the pitch. That is a called strike 3 on the inner half at the knees. Strikeout number 2 for Braylon Rule. Well, she's hit a batter, but she's finding her spots here, Evan.
She sure is. She's seeming to get in that comfort zone, and it's really working out for her today.
Here we go with Emily Stevens, the opposing pitcher. And the right-hander delivers. Bounces in to Georgiou.
This pitcher is pretty tall, I've noticed.
She is. Stevens, she's got a lot of reach when she pitches, and I'm sure when she hits, she's got a stride. And the 1-0. Swung on. That is lifted. It's going to be caught by the pitcher. Rule, she had to back up a couple of steps on a ball that kind of jammed the opposing pitcher. There's 2 down. This is what happens. You throw strikes, and Braylon is getting results. Here's the left-hander hitting first baseman Madison Brewer. Now, for this Strasburg team, what they've done this year, they lost to Sterling. Swung on, that is grounded right side. To her right is Brooke Rule. She tosses to first late. It's a base hit for Brewer on the slow roller. And that's a huge advantage when you're hitting from the left side and you get down that line and it's an infield single. That'll bring up Tara Gustafson hitting from the right side. They lost to Sterling 9-5. They beat Lions. Lions had a good season, but they beat them 5-4. Trounced by Eaton, which has beat up everybody 17-6. Shutout Platte Valley 12-0 the pitch. And that's down and in. And now the runner takes off. And a second on the wild pitch, a slide, and safe is going to be Brewer. And in scoring position. But they lost to University 16-0 before beating Resurrection Christian on Tuesday 9-1. Now the tying run is at second with 2 outs in the second. 1-0 Brush, and the pitch. A little bit low. Two balls and no strikes. To Gustafson, the pitch. On the outside corner at the knees. Count levels at 2-1. Oh, it will level at 2-2. It's not level yet. 2-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled. Now it's leveled at 2-2. Nice comeback here by Braylon Rule.
What are you doing there, John? Predicting things?
Trying to. I'm not exactly Tony Romo, who does that in the NFL. He loves doing that in the NFL, and he's good at it. He's only been an analyst for CBS for like 3 years. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss and a ball in the dirt. Georgiou is going to have to throw out the hitter, and does. 2 strikeouts in the inning. And that is 3 in the game for Braylon Rule. For Strasburg, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and a runner left at second. An inning and a half has been played. It is Brush 1, Strasburg 0 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. To the bottom of the second we go. Nadeline Poss, Riley Lake, and Olivia Odell for Brush, 6, 7, and 8. How about 5, 6, and 7? They would have batted 6, 7, and 8, but Poss was up there when Carrera was thrown out at third trying to steal. So Poss will now bat to begin the second. The Bee Diggers scored on Braylon Rule's RBI groundout, plating Brooke Rule, who tripled. Both teams have a hit in the game. Righty against righty in the pitch. Swung on and foul to the backstop. No balls and 1 strike. And correction, Brush has 2 hits in the game. They've got one from Georgiou besides the triple by Rule. So 0-1. This game looking swifter than the one we saw on Tuesday. The pitch swung on line and a base hit. Boy, that was nearly caught by the first baseman Brewer, but it just evaded her glove down the right field line and passes on to begin the bottom of the second inning. That thing was smoked the other way. And I think if this is baseball where the distances are further, that's probably caught, Evan.
I do believe it would be. It just kind of slows down just enough. And, the first baseman is a little shorter, but she still made that almost snag.
Yeah, it was close. Very close. Here's Riley Lake squaring to bunt and takes a strike right there, belt high. No balls and 1 strike. Lake batting .214, but she's come on lately. Couple of hits against Valley in the 4-run victory on Tuesday. Looking in as Stevens, squaring to bunt again is Lake, and takes it upstairs, throw back to first, and back in diving his Poss. Close play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Riley Lake, a senior, a shortstop. Stevens gets the sign. The pitch, swung on, chopped right back to the mound. To second, that's 1. To first, that's going to be late. It'll be a fielder's choice. 1-6 on the throw to the shortstop Price. Lake replaces Poss at first base. Send up Olivia Odell. Odell batting .231. Hitting from the right side. The pitch swung on and fouled back. No balls and 1 strike. The temperature expected to get to about 100 today, but that shouldn't be till mid-afternoon. We're already in the mid-80s, and it should be about low 90s by the time this game is done. The offering, runner going, swing and a miss, the ball in the dirt, easy stolen base, no throw. Perfect pitch to run on. And Lake is in scoring position. No balls and 2 strikes. Stevens comes home. Swung on and chopped foul down the third base side. Maine's at 0-2. I can see your body language. You'd like a breeze, right?
A real nice breeze, actually.
Okay. All right, there you go. Look, how would you describe those flags in center field?
Dead?
Yeah, they are motionless. The U.S. flag, and there's a corresponding flag. That might be VFW. The pitch swung on and fouled straight back. Yeah, they are lifeless right now in terms of the movement. Obviously, those flags represent a lot of life and a lot of nostalgia and a lot of character. But in terms of movement, there is absolutely zero breeze. No wind, no breeze. And it is still 0-2 to Olivia Odell. The pitch upstairs. Brought the heat. Throw back to second. Back in diving is Lake. Close play. With a second baseman Stone covering. One ball and 2 strikes. The pitch. That is just down and away. Must have barely missed. Everybody on the Strasburg side thought it was what, Evan?
I thought it was an out.
Thought it was strike 3, yeah. Yep. 2-2. Must have barely missed. Even Stevens had some body language there. Swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt. Throw to third, but I don't know why she didn't throw to first. That's going to be a stolen base, and then the hitter reaches. That ball was in the dirt with an unoccupied base, so it's a strikeout. But Odell reaches. That's a mistake there by Archuleta. You got to go to first there. You have to go to first because there's no guarantee you're going to get the runner. And now it's first and third with one out. And that's sending up Annalise Glosson. So the strikeout is recorded, but not the out. And now Glosson can add to the lead. The pitch swung on and chopped foul down the third base side. Glosson out of the 8-hole is batting .200. The Bee Diggers have 3 hits. Strasburg with 1. It's 1-0 Brush, threatening for more. The offering swung on and lifted foul out of play. Off to the left over the dugout. Occupied by the Indians. Fill up your cooler, gas up your car. You know where you can do that?
Stubbs Gas and Oil.
Easy and convenient. Makes them the only stop you need on your way to the big game. Stubbs Gas and Oil. The pitch swung on and grounded off the end of the bat. Foul. Third base side. Emily Stevens looking for another strikeout here. No balls and 2 strikes. 1 out, 2 on. And the pitch swung on and grounded. Fair inside the third baseline. Scoring easily as Lake. It's the 4th hit for the Bee Diggers. Advancing to second is Olivia Odell. Give the RBI. A beautiful hit by Glosson. The Bee Diggers lead the Indians 2-0 in the second. And that was placed perfectly inside the third base line. Kylie Abreu hitting out of the 9 holes, batting .400. The pitch swung on and fisted foul towards the Strasburg dugout as she pulled that pitch on the third base side. It's 0-1. The winner of this game will pick up their 4th win of the year. Strasburg is 3-3, and the Bee Diggers are 3-2. 0-1 to Kylie Abreu. The offering swung on and fisted in the air. Should be a routine play. It is for the center fielder, Aubrey Archuleta. 2 down. No advance.
Now batting number 11, Brooke Rule.
Well, here's trouble, Evan.
Here's big trouble. She's got the speed. She's got the strength. Brings up Brooke Rule.
She tripled and scored in the first. Emily Stevens has thrown 36 pitches. She's all over the strike zone. 27 strikes and 9 balls. And that pitch is grounded inside the third baseline. That's going to bring in a run. Odell rounds third, the throw to the plate, the slide, and she's safe. Oh, that was a close play. I thought it was going to be a little bit easier for her to score, but the Bee Diggers now lead 3-0, a single, and then the hitter advances to second on the throw home. A bang-bang play, and now 2 in scoring position with Brush up 3-0. And we might have a discussion here after that play at the plate. Very close as the tag was applied by Archuleta. Really close on that throw home by the left fielder, Grayson Graff. I mean, it looked like it could have gone either way, Evan.
That was a very close call, but, you know, Coach Fergus, I mean, he's done this for a lot of years. And
of course, that would be umpire Fergus here, too. Right, so he's umpired and he's coached. So he's a veteran of the coaching ranks and the umpiring ranks. Here is Braylon Rule, RBI ground out in the first inning. The Bee Diggers with a 3-0 lead. And again, they can extend the advantage. The pitch swung on and grounded slowly. Third, throw to first is high and over Brewer's head. That's going to play 2 runs. Braylon Rule to third, the error, or to second. And what's going to be the call here? Are they going to call it foul at the plate? No, let's see. No, she's at second, but it should be 5-0. Yeah, I'm not sure why the stoppage.
there's an
Perhaps.
injury.
Well, yeah, Madison Brewer got hurt, but that doesn't change the result of the play. It'll be an error on the third baseman, Swallow, on the high throw. I don't know, part of Brewer's body either collided or got a piece. It did get a piece of Braylon.
It did, and her mask flew off, and I think that's what caused. She's holding the side of her head like. It came off wrong.
Okay, but the error is on the third baseman. It was a routine play on the roller, and Brush now leads 5-0. Those are 2 unearned runs allowed by Emily Stevens. No RBIs there for Rule. And that's a 4-run second inning for Brush. And it's really too bad for Stevens. She's thrown the ball well, but she had a strikeout, and then the catcher, Archuleta, went to third, even though the strikeout was not officially recorded because the ball bounced in. So that extended, well, the inning was going to be extended anyway because that would have only been the second out. But you give him the extra out. Now Stevens throwing over to the first baseman, Brewer, to make sure she's okay and can continue in this game. But that's a huge miscue there by Strasburg. That could have been kept at 3-0. Instead, it's 5-0. And the inning is extended for the Bee Diggers. And there's more trouble.
Here's big trouble.
Grace Georgiou had a base hit. I wouldn't even pitch to her. I mean, well, you should. I mean, she's too good. Again, she had a base hit her first time up. She's hitting .700 on the season. Runner at second, 2 down in the second. The offering. And that is a strike on the outer half. It's 0-1. Yeah, I mean, she's not an automatic on base. If not, she'd be hitting 1,000. But she's close to it. No balls and 1 strike. And the offering. And that is up and away. And the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. The Bee Diggers scored a run in the first. And then 4 more so far here in the second, looking for more. The pitch. That's a strike. Down the middle at the knees. I think Grace wanted it maybe a little bit higher, although you can golf that lower pitch. Grace is looking for her first home run of the season here. Her 2 home runs have been on the road. 1 and 2, 2 outs, 4 across in the second. The offering. Swung on and lifted in the infield on a changeup. The second baseman, Autumn Stone, makes the catch. And the Bee Diggers are done in inning number 2. 4 runs on 3 hits. There was a critical error and a base runner left. 2 complete in Brush. The Bee Diggers lead the Strasburg Indians 5-0 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brush 5, Strasburg nothing. Top of the third. James and John here from Jocelyn Field. This might be the best Brush has played all year, at least early on, Evan.
They're doing really good. I mean, solid defense, solid hitting. I mean, we're looking real good right now.
Yeah, Braylon has hit a batter, but that's not bad. She's hit multiple batters in each of the last 2 games. The pitch, and it's that first batter of the inning that always gets her. 1 ball and no strikes. The hitter for Strasburg to begin the third is Autumn Stone. She walked on 4 pitches to begin the game. And the offering. Swung on and grounded up the middle. Shortstop Riley Lake plays it off for a glove, but it's a base hit. She did everything she could just to get to the ball. Hit number 2 for the Indians. Here is Grayson Graff. Now batting for Strasburg. She had a sack bunt her first time up, but I don't think she'll be sack bunting here because they're down 5-0. Nope. And she takes it in the dirt. Throw back to first and off the glove of Abreu. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 here to Graff. We'll thank another Bee Digger sponsor here after this pitch. We're just trying to squeeze the last ounce of shade we can get here. The pitch. Swung on and grounded to third. Poss is going to go to first after looking to second for the out. And advancing to second is Stone. And there is 1 down in inning number 3.
AC Ice. Crystal clear ice. Good for any drink and at any time of the year. You can pick up your AC Ice at any local grocery or convenience store in the Northeast Colorado today.
Here we go with 1 out and a runner at second, and Heidi Price now the hitter of the pitch. Swinging and missing a changeup down and in. No balls and 1 strike. I'm telling you, we're going to back up even more.
Yeah.
We might back up in between innings. Yeah, we're running out of shade. Fastball is low. Okay. We'll get a temp update here. Momentarily, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. 5-0 Brush in the top of inning number 3 over the Strasburg Indians. The pitch rides inside. All right. You got to come within 2 degrees.
All right, let's do 88 this time.
It is 90 degrees in Brush. 2-1. The pitch swung on and popped up. Who's going to call for it? The third baseman, Nadeline Pawson, foul territory, makes the catch. 2 outs. That'll send up Jody Archuleta, struck out looking her first time up. You know what? I don't think I'm going to wait. Let's back up a little bit. Let's get even more in the shade. Yeah. Sweat is not allowed. There we go. And the offering is down and in. 1-0. Oh, yeah, we lost our shade, but we got it back. Oh, how does this feel?
Oh, it feels wonderful.
Incredible, man. Right? A lot of the fans are underneath the covering. And the 1-0 pitch. That is a strike on the inside corner, maybe above belt level. Looked a little high, but it's 1-1. To Jody Archuleta. Beediger scored a run in the first and 4 in the second. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Talk about pulling the string. Braylon Rule did a fabulous job there. Way out in front was Archuleta. It is 1-2 with 2 down, a runner at second. In the third, the offering swung on line foul up the third base side. Unofficially, that was pitch number 42 for Braylon. You can tell she's worked on her game since Tuesday.
She sure has, and that's one thing that Tom Odell, he really makes you work.
Well, he's emphasized it's pretty obvious. The pitch. Well, just as we said that, second hit batsman on the foot. Again, young pitcher, still fighting to be consistent. And we'll have... I still don't have a number 2 here on my roster. Nonetheless, now it's Aubrey Archuleta, who struck out swinging her first time up. The line so far for Braylon Rule, through 2 2/3 innings, allowed 2 hits, the pitch, and that's another hit batter, I think, on the left arm. 2 pitches in a row. And the bases are loaded for Caitlin Swallow. Well, now she's got to get out of her own head. Here comes Tom Odell and the rest of the infield. There are 2 down. She was 1 strike away.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where if you lose it, you got to get it back.
And sometimes it takes a little while. Hopefully a little while will be this hitter for Braylon Rule. If not, it's going to be a brand new ball game. Because that 5-0 lead is not in jeopardy right now, but in terms of the margin, it could be dwindled at this moment if Caitlin Swallow can do something, but she struck out her first time.
Number 23, Caitlin Swallow.
I mean, this was a part of the lineup that Rule neutralized the first time around. She's just got to throw strikes. Yeah, I bet this pitch is nowhere near the inside. I mean, she's got to be thinking about it at this point. Yeah, it's upstairs, very high. 1 ball and no strikes. So difficult to throw strikes now when you're thinking about not trying to make contact with the opposing hitter. She's hit 3 batters, which has been the norm the last 3 games. The bases are loaded, 2 down in the third. 1-0. Swung on, drilled to left field, way back, and that is up against the fence. A run is in. Here comes a second. The trail runner is around third. The throw to the plate is late, as scoring as well as Aubrey Archuleta. A bases clearing double for Caitlin Swallow. And the Beat Digger lead is down to 2. It's 5-3 in the top of the third. And again, you got to get out of your own head.
Yeah, it's one of those things. She is a young pitcher, and she will learn how to handle that. But being that young and up there right now, it's one of those things.
Yeah, it's an obstacle here for Braylon. The pitch, low. Emily Stevens popped out her first time out, right back to the mound. Rush was one strike away from keeping it at 5-0. Now it's 5-3. The offering. Check swing. Did not go. 2-0. That pitch was high. Yeah, there's no doubt that Emily Stevens, the Strasburg pitcher, is more consistent in the zone than Braylon. I don't think she throws as much. Swung on and lined, and that is just inside the left field line for a base hit. Swallow rounds third. She scores. It's a run-scoring single for Emily Stevens. 4 runs in the third. It's 5-4 Brush. And that ball was fisted. But again, she fell behind in the count. Madison Brewer had the first hit for Strasburg in this game. She's now at the plate. Annette Earl is now the courtesy runner at first. Well, this is a brand new game. And that pitch is upstairs. Braylon now is throwing more balls and strikes in the game. 1 ball and no strikes. Brewer settling in for the left side. And the pitch. And she squared the bunt, but that was just to showcase that she wasn't going to actually. 2-0. Down and away. 2 balls and no strikes to Brewer. Squaring to bunt, and that is bunted down to the third base side, but it's going to be called fouls. The catcher, Georgiou, picked it up. It only went about a foot in front of her. 2 balls and 1 strike. A bases clearing double in the inning by Aubrey Archuleta. And we just had Emily Stevens with an RBI single. But that was Caitlin Swallows, the pitch. And bunted out in front of the plate. Georgiou fields it, but it's fouled again. So it trickled foul. 2-2. Well, the final out is the one that's hardest to get in the game in an inning. As a result, the Indians are right back in this one. 2-2. Swung on and lifted. That's going to drop for a base hit into shallow left center field. Over the shortstop, Riley Lakeshead, and then the ball gets loose in the infield, but backed up by Abreu. Again, not hit hard, but hit in the perfect spot. Tara Gustafson will be the 9th hitter of the inning. Struck out swinging her first time up, as they're going to bat around in this frame. First and second with 2 down, and the pitch outside. A ball and no strikes. All of this damage with 2 down in the third. Got to get this out. Boy, this is taking a while. Pitch. And strike. Throw back to first. Back in diving is the trail runner. 1-1. To Tara Gustafson in the third inning. Let's go, Braylon, right here. Right on this pitch. The pitch. Swung on, pop foul, and out of play. Well, this inning's had a lot. A couple of hit batters. Involved among that a lot in this frame. And the 1-2. Change-up is high. Good pitch, but the location missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on, 4 across for Strasburg in the third. The offering. Outside. It did miss. 3-2. As soon as that ball is released, the runners will be taking off. 3-2. Runners go. Not even close. Georgiou had to stand to catch ball 4. And the bases are reloaded for Autumn Stone, who's walked in single. Evan, it's the loneliest position in sports, being the pitcher.
That's very true. It's very, very true.
Well, you're just standing there. There's no help. And if you can't throw strikes, or when you throw strikes, they're very hittable, like they have been for Bray Lynn. She was fabulous through 2 2/3 and cannot get this third out of the third. The offering. Up and away. 32 balls and 29 strikes. 1 ball and no strikes. Again, we're only in the third inning. It was going along quickly, but Brush has been out there for a long time. Swung on, and that's going to be a base hit into right center field. That will plate 1. That will plate maybe a second. Throw to the plate is going to be cut off by Abreu. A 2-run single for Autumn Stone. And it's now Strasburg 6, Brush 5. And I'll say this, a lot of these balls have not been hit hard, but just in the right spot. And let's see, is this going to be it? Yep. This will be it. I would assume. Is that Avery Lefevre? We'll find out.
Looks like Mason Unrein.
Mason, okay. All right. Yep. Was not on my original varsity roster. All right, let's take a break. In the top of the third inning, Strasburg 6 and the Bee Diggers 5 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Mason Unrein, now the pitcher for Brush. Bray Lynn Rule really struggled after getting the first 2 outs of the top of the third inning. Strasburg has come back for a 6-5 lead. And we have first and third with 2 down. And this all happened with 2 outs. It was 5-0, 2 outs. Now it's 6-5, 2 outs. Well, this is the 11th hitter of the inning. Pop foul, out of play off to the right. A sac bunt and a ground out for Gracelyn Graff. Well, Braylon's going to have to recover before the next game against Lions. Really effective for 2 2/3 and then just fell apart. Again, some bad luck base hits, but the hit batsman also set it up. The offering, and that bounces in, easy steal for the trail runner. It is 1-1. Gustafson at third, Stone at second. A huge inning for the Indians. Getting the sign is Unrein, and the pitch. Changeup is a beauty down the middle. Nice change of pace. 1-2 to Graff. Beautiful change of pace. And the offering. That bounces in. Two balls and 2 strikes. One final strike to get out of this. The pitch. Swing and a miss on a changeup. And Graff strikes out swinging. However, in the inning for Strasburg, 6 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and 2 left. We head to the bottom of the third inning with a score It's the Strasburg Indians 6 and the Brush Bee Diggers 5 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Evan and John back in Brush. Evan, different than what we expected after the start the Bee Diggers had.
You know, that last inning was really interesting, to say the least. A couple hit bats, not batsmen, but batters.
Yeah,
and,
same thing.
Yeah, and
Bats women, batsmen.
yeah, don't really know, but it's one of those deals, Sean.
Well, the Bee Diggers have to rally. They're down 6-5 as we head to the bottom of the third inning. And the first batter here is Alexis Corral. And that pitch, see, it must have missed. 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the wine and offering. Swung on and lifted into shallow right field. Long run. That one is going to be caught by Tara Gustafson along the left field line. The right field line, excuse me. There's one down. Well, she tried to go the other way. Here's Natalie Poss, who singled her first time up.
B&B Appliance. B&B Appliance and Repair. From refrigerators to vacuums and everything in between. They have exactly what you need and service it too.
Pitch is fouled back. No balls and 1 strike. Here to Natalie Poss in the bottom of the third. 1 out and the base is empty. Emily Stevens has been really effective. 34 strikes, 11 balls. Really consistent. And the offering. And that's upstairs. And the count levels at 1-1. Brush had a 5-0 lead, and then it just came apart for them. In the top of the third inning, 6 runs, all with 2 outs. The pitch, low. 2-1. Here we go with a 2-1 pitch coming back. Bounces in. Oh, and in fact, it hit her on the foot.
Number 17, Riley Lake.
Riley Lake grounded into a fielder's choice her first time up. Just past the top of the hour here in Northeast Colorado. It's noon Mountain Time. This is 1010 KSIR Brush, Fort Morgan, Weldona. John Beltran with Evan James, the Bee Diggers and Strasburg Indians in game number 6 for Brush. And that is outside, 1 ball and no strikes. With 1 on and 1 out in the bottom of the third inning. Olivia Odell waits to hit next. Paw strides at first base and the pitch. And that's a strike on the outside corner, the extreme outside. And the count evens at 1-1. Stevens has control of that zone. There's no doubt about it. 35 strikes, 15 balls. And that's low. Runner going to second to throw. It's up the shortstop side. Stolen base for Poss. And it's 2-1 and the ball in the dirt. Rush has scored in each of the first 2 innings. But now trailing. It's 2-1. And the pitch. Swung on and chopped over the middle. And a diving stab by the second baseman. No throw. Great play by Autumn Stone, but she tumbled just to stop the ball. It did prevent a run from scoring. Advancing to third is Poss. It's a base hit for Lake. Olivia Odell struck out first time up, but then she landed at first base because runner took off for third and Lake, and the throw went to third instead of going to first. The pitch, runner going, swung on, that is popped up. Runner has to go back, caught by the second baseman Stone, throw back to first late. Nice job of Riley Lake getting right back to the first base bag. There's 2 down. Olivia Odell's now 0 for 2. Here's Annalise Glosson, who has certainly looked better.
She's come a long way, John. I mean, the first couple games she didn't look too solid at the bag, and now she's looking a lot better.
Yep, without a doubt. Only on the offensive side for the last 2 games. Glosson awaits, swing and a miss on a pitch up and in. No balls and 1 strike. At third is Madeline Poss. Riley Lake is at first. We're in the bottom of the third. Strasburg with a 6-5 lead here in Brush. Kicking the pitch. Down the middle for a strike. Lake will take second, no throw. It is 0-2. Stevens looking to put Glosson away. Glosson looking to give the Beat Diggers the lead here with a base hit. And the pitch. Swing and a miss on that riser. And Annalise Glosson strikes out. No runs. 1 hit, no errors, and 2 Beat Diggers left in scoring position. 3 innings have been played in Brush. In this Patriot League softball game, the score, Strasburg 6 and the Beat Diggers 5 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's go to the top of the 4th inning in Brush at Jocelyn Field in the Jocelyn Needham Sports Complex. Strasburg leads Brush 6-5. They've overcome a 5-run hole. It'll be Heidi Pierce, Jody Archuleta, and Aubrey Archuleta against the right-hander, Macy Unrein. That pitch bounces in, and you can tell she's going to go through some growing pains here on the mound.
She is. She's also a sophomore, but I don't think she's had a lot of time up there.
No, well, we know not at the varsity level. This is her debut. 1-0. Swung on and lifted down the right field line. Long run along the line. That's going to drop foul. Olivia Odell, plenty of speed, but it dropped foul anyway. And the count evens at 1-1 to Heidi Price, who was hit by a pitch and popped out. Yeah, that's something that Braylon is going to have to figure out. She's hit 10 batters in the last 2.5 games. And it's, you could say it's the same as a walk, but you're just doing it earlier in the count. Change up, a strike. Well, the one thing that I like about Unrein is that she really changes pace. Actually, there's a few things, even though she's thrown a very few number of pitches. The offering, that one bounces in. Count is at 2-2. Well, you got to make your debut sometime, and she's doing it right now for Brush.
Today's the day.
Yep. 2 balls, 2 strikes. She came in a tough spot and retired the Strasburg hitter. The offering swung on and lifted into left center field. That is going to be dropping in front of Corral for a base hit. It gets by her, picked up by the left fielder. Tatalini, throw to second, safe. It'll be a straight-up double. Yeah, Corral should have played that on a hop. She overran the ball, but no error. And it's a leadoff double for Heidi Price. Yeah, you have to play those balls better because you can't catch, you just can't keep running. And that's what Alexis did there. Here is Jody Archuleta. Fielder's choice and hit by a pitch. He's 0 for 1. And the offering. That's a strike. I mean, Macy's got a beautiful change of pace. Beautiful change of pace. I don't think she has the velocity Braylon Rule does, but it really doesn't matter. Velocity is overrated if you can find the zone. And the 0-1, and that's low. Yeah, she'll have a couple of rollers up there that we've seen. But again, those will be few and far between. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on, nobody out, top 4. Strasburg with a 6-5 lead. And the offering swung on and fouled back. I think we're ready for another 2+ hour affair.
I think we are too, John. I mean, it's starting to look like we're going to have a game on our hands.
Well, we do right now. In the 4th inning, we certainly do. Nearly halfway through, and the Bee Diggers are trailing by a run. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jody Archuleta, the cleanup hitter in this lineup. The pitch bounces in. 2-2. Yeah, we haven't seen anything high from Mason. It's either low or right around knee to thigh level. Nothing is above even belt level. The pitch swung on, lined, and that is fair inside the left field line. And that's going to be an RBI double for Archuleta. Scoring is Heidi Price. Strasburg 7. Brush 5. I mean, they have painted the line with a lot of these.
They sure have. I mean, they're doing a solid job of hitting it right on that third base.
Or in the gaps where the Brush outfielders are not placed. Here is Aubrey Archuleta, struck out and hit by a pitch. And we're getting to the part of the lineup, the damaged Brush in the third. Mason Unrein delivers, swung on and lifted out in front of the plate, and the ball's going to trickle foul. Nice job of Georgiou reading the spin on that one and realizing that that backspin was going to take it behind the line. No balls and 1 strike. Yeah, you feel that. You got a lot of trouble on your hands right there. With 0-1, 7-5 in favor of Strasburg here in the 4th inning. With a runner at second and nobody out. And the pitch. And another hit batsman. Another hit batter.
Number 3.
That's the 4th of the game. 3 by the starter, Braylon Rule.
Caitlin Swallow.
And here's some trouble. Caitlin Swallow had a 3-run double in the 6-run third. Well, now the Bee Diggers are looking at a possibility of giving up a lot of runs again. Again, you have this pitcher in a situation making her varsity debut. It's not going to be tough for Mason. Not going to be easy, I should say. Pitches upstairs. 2 doubles to begin the inning and a hit batter. 1 ball and no strikes. At second is both Archuletas, actually, second and first. Still nobody out in the 4th inning. And the pitch swung on and lifted up the right side, and it was fielded in fair territory. Let's see what the call is. Runners back to the base is what the batter's out. I think the ball might have hit the batter. I saw a side spin there, but I think the ball, once it was fisted a few feet in the air, might have been made contact with the batter in fair territory. So that's going to be an out. Caitlin Swallow's retired. And you give the assist there to the catcher, Georgiou, the putout, that is, swung on and grounded to short. Riley Lake has got it. The throw to third. And what is the call? Safe. Yeah, she didn't have much of a play. We're going to call that a base hit because she wouldn't have had her at first either. I think that's the only... She might have had a play at second. And the bases are going to be reloaded as they were in the 2nd inning, or the 3rd inning twice.
Madison Brewer.
And the bases are loaded with 1 out. That was hit by Emily Stevens to short. Annette Earl will be the courtesy runner at first. Madison Brewer is 2 for 2 in the game. Yeah, Brush is in huge trouble right now, trailing 7-5 the pitch. And that is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. 6 runs in the 3rd and 1 so far here in the 4th. The Bee Diggers are hoping to limit the damage with a 7-5 Strasburg lead. Brewer, the lone left-handed hitter in this lineup. And Mason Unrein comes home. High again. 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Well, she's going to have to throw it down the middle here, just something hittable. The pitch swung on. That's driven down the left field line, and that is foul. Oh, didn't paint the line there. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Northeastern, when it comes to your future, Northeastern is miles ahead, and they're a college that is close to home.
That is Northeastern. 2 balls and 1 strike with the bases loaded, 1 across here in the 4th inning. And Madison Brewer still in a hitter's count. She's going to have to come in with a pitch. She's got a really nice swing. And the offering swung on and fouled. Nice change of pace. Nice change up there by Unrein. 2-2. The Bee Diggers have 6 hits in a game. Strasburg with 9. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The bases are loaded. 7-5. Strasburg leads in the 4th. The pitch swung on, and it's grounded to short. Riley Lake to the plate for 1. Back to first late. That's a great play on that short hop. Throw back to third, and it's thrown away. I'm not sure why Abreu did that. There was no play. That's going to be an error on the first baseman. A run does score at the end of the play. It's 8-5, but that's an ill-advised throw. There was no reason for that throw whatsoever. It didn't look like the runner at third, Aubrey Archuleta, was that far off. So a great play there by Lake. The fielder's choice is going to go 6-2. However, the pitch, that's a strike. The runner at second scored on the air by Abreu. Gustafson with a strikeout and a walk. That's an awful error. You can't make that throw. There's no reason to. The pitch upstairs. And again, Abreu's a first-year starter. But again, an abbreviated season, it's getting late early.
That's very true. It's just one of those things where I don't even understand why you would do that.
Yeah, no, you can't. There was no play. You don't want to throw the ball around. The pitch, that is a strike on the outer half. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the number 9 hitter in the lineup. Well, the Bee Diggers have played some good defense in this game. And that was the first error committed by Brush. The pitch, way outside. Ball 2, strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on, 2 in. And the pitch, down and in. On deck is Autumn Stone with a 3-2 count here to Tara Gustafson. 2 in scoring position. Gustafson awaits. Upstairs, it's a walk. Well, you look at Brush pitching today on their home field.
24, Autumn Stone.
They've only issued 3 walks, but 4 batters have been hit. So that's essentially 7 free passes. Autumn Stone has been red hot. A walk and 2 singles. And she's up there with the bases loaded. And she takes a changeup outside. 1 ball and no strikes. The big hit came from Caitlin Swallows. They were down 5-0 with 2 outs and the bases loaded in the 3rd. She had a bases clearing double. That started the rally. The pitch swung on and fisted and off the glove of the third baseman. Thrown at home and safe. Well, it was nearly basket caught by Poss and then picked up by the pitcher. Unrein, who tried to get a force at home. Well, that'll be scored in air. I mean, it was not an easy, but it wasn't that. The ball was right in her glove. 2 errors in the inning. And the score is now 9-5. Here is Grayson Graff. The pitch. Low. A sac bunt, a ground out, and a strikeout. 0 for 2 for Graff. 3 across in this frame. And the pitch. That ball hit her on the left hip. Forces in a run. Scoring is the courtesy runner. No, it's Madison Brewer herself. And it is now 10-5 Strasburg.
Number 21, Heidi Price.
And that'll send up Heidi Price.
You know, John, this is really taking a turn here.
Well, you've gone from a 5-run lead to a 5-run deficit. And anytime you have that, but you have Avery Lefevre, I'm sure, ready to pitch. If this is not all on the pitcher, by the way, but because you had that little pop-up, and it wasn't a routine play for Poss, but if she squeezes that ball, she makes the catch. And then the Abreu error prior to that. But they've had some timely hitting, so this is not all on brush. It's a combination of things, as it normally is in sports. Price had a big 2-run double to pitch. Bounces in. Prior to that, hit by a pitch and popped out. 1 for 2. 10-5 Strasburg in the 4th inning. A complete turnaround. And the offering, very high. You start wondering if you're going to get out of the inning.
It's very true. I mean, we've been here for how many?
Well, you mean time or innings? Who knows?
20.
An hour and 20 minutes. The pitch. That bounces in. 3-0. Well, Strasburg is thinking now they can shorten this game and play 4 or 5 innings. Again, they cannot get out of the inning. It's 3-0, and I don't see Price swinging. Not on the 3-0. And that is a strike. Top of the zone. 3-1. Gustafson at third. Stone at second. Graff at first. The offering. That's down and in. It's a walk. A bases loaded walk to Heidi Price. Gustafson scores. And Strasburg has scored 11 unanswered runs. And they lead 11-5. Jody Archuleta is now the hitter. Archuleta, double her last time up. The pitch. Strike down the middle. It's 0-1. Also hit by a pitch and a fielder's choice. Archuleta's 1 for 2. Wind and offering. Very high. Delivered by Macy on Ryan. She's thrown 37 pitches in the inning. Wow. You got to feel bad for it. It's a lot of work out there in this hot sun. Well into the 90-degree range. The pitch. Drilled foul. That was at least 50 feet foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Stone, Graff, and Price are on the base paths for Strasburg. And the pitch. Very high to the screen. No runner advancement. George Yu gets to that ball quickly. It's 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. And this game came to a real halt.
180.
A 180 without a doubt. The pitch. That one to the screen, but again, no advance. 3-2. Well, we're now praying for a strike here. We continue to move further back for some more shade. 3-2, the pitch. Up and away. It's another bases loaded walk. Plates a run.
Number 25, Aubrey Archuleta.
Scoring is Autumn Stone. It's now 12-5 Strasburg, and a courtesy runner at first. And for the second straight inning, Strasburg has scored 6 runs. Hard to believe this was a 5-0 game. And, well, Braylon's going to come back and pitch. Yep, she's going back on the mound. We'll keep it right here, so. What's going on, Evan?
Oh, not much, John.
Well, no, there's a lot.
Well, in the game.
Yeah, well, we know what's going on in the game. Yeah, well, the Bee Diggers will be back in action coming up on Friday at Lions. The Tuesday game's been shifted because of weather that's expected to be really bad, cold and snowy.
Gonna love it.
Braylon is back in, and And there was no other move that Coach Odell could make at this point. We're going to have some positional changes. Looks like Riley Lake is going to go to left field. Let's see if he spots something else. So Lake will be in left. Brooke Rule is going to be moving to short. And then who we have at second base here. We'll find out who we have at second base. Mr. D's Ace Home Center is a proud supporter of all the area athletes. They're here to serve you with all your home, farm, and ranch supplies. 3 locations, Sterling, Brush, and Fort Morgan. All right, second base. You got a number there? All right. It's one of my favorites of all time. All right. Let's see, number 8 at second?
Is that Carly?
It might be Tatalini.
Might be.
I don't know. Number 6, perhaps, at second base. All right, in the pitch. And that is in the dirt, and the ball skips away. No advance. Now, Aubrey Archuleta struck out, been hit by a pitch twice. He's 0 for 1. Strasburg has scored 6 runs in each of the last 2 innings, and we're still playing here in the 4th. A 12-5 lead after a 5-0 deficit going into the 3rd. 1 ball and no strikes, and Braylon Rule delivers. And that is low. 2-0. Well, there's no time limit in these games. No time limit. You just keep playing. 2 balls and no strikes. The pitch. Down and in. Throw back to third. Back in diving at third is Kraft. There's no reason to be picked off. No reason. You've had 2 bases loaded walks and a hit batter forcing it a run. And now it's 3-0. The pitch. Strike. Down the middle, it's 3-1. To Aubrey Archuleta. Braylon Rule. Looking for a strike. The pitch. Swung on and fisted back to the mound. And the ball is dropped. Throw to first is going to be... What is it called? Out. Oh, boy, just in time. Just in time to retire the hitter Archuleta. That was a bang-bang play at first after the play. The ball was bobbled there by Braylon Rule. Another eventful inning. 6 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors by the Bee Diggers, and the bases were left loaded. They've got to regroup here. We have played 3.5 innings with the score. Strasburg 12, Brush 5 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. It'll be 9-1-2 for Brush as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning in Brush. The Bee Diggers at one point had a 5-0 lead. It's now 12-5 Strasburg. Abreu, Brooke Rule, and Braylon Rule against right-hander Emily Stevens. The pitch, swing and a miss. Abreu popped to center her first time up. Well, check out those flags, Evan.
They're pretty getting moving here.
That's right. There's some life to them. Swung on and drilled foul. That's about 100 feet foul down the left side. Yeah, that was over this little warehouse to our left. No balls and 2 strikes. Emily Stevens has thrown 42 strikes and just 16 balls. The pitch. Strike 3 called at the knees. And Kylie Abreu is out number 1.
Number 11, Brooke Rule.
Strikeout number 3 for Emily Stevens. Here's Brooke Rule, who's tripled and singled. Well, now we're seeing why the Bee Diggers have a lot to work on here, and now we're going to have a visit to the mound. This is a mound visit with social distancing visit.
Yep.
Well, I mean, look at it. See who's the coach. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah. It's all right. Evan fell asleep for a second. He's back on the wheel. There we go. Yeah, the coach, when I say social distancing, the coach is probably about 4 or 5 feet away from his pitcher and catcher. Not too close. All right, so here's Brooke Rule with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Wind and pitch. Swung on. That ball is grounded to first. What a stabbing play there. It's second, actually. And the throw to first. Looked like both went for the ball, but the play made by Autumn Stone. 4-3. That ball was headed for right field. I saw Brewer for somehow lunge, but it was actually Stone who made the play. 2 down. Braylon is grounded out and reached on an air. She's driven in a run. She's 0 for 2. Well, that type of defense can win you ball games. The offering swung on and lifted in the infield. Autumn Stone, the second baseman, makes the grab. So 1-2-3 inning for Emily Stevens. We have played 4 innings in Brush, and the Strasburg Indians lead the Brush Bee Diggers 12-5 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John Beltran back with Evan James. We head to the top of the 5th inning. The Bee Diggers trail 12-5. Evan, you now have to come within 1 degree of the actual temperature. This is the third. Now, you lost the first time. You won the second time. You got to come within 1 degree of the actual temperature. What do you think it is?
93.
It is 95 degrees in Brush. Oh, so close. And the pitch, and that is low. 1 ball and no strikes to Caitlin Swallows at a big 3-run double. She's 1 for 3. That got the scoring started. They've scored 12 unanswered runs, starting with those 3. And the pitch. That's a strike down the middle. Braylon Rule started, went 2 2/3, scuffled in the second. Mason Unrein came on. She scuffled, and Braylon is back on the mound. The pitch, low. Ball 2, strike 1. Swallows, Stevens, and Brewer, 6, 7, and 8, but they're all good hitters. Here in the 5th inning. And the pitch, very high. Ball 3, strike 1. And again, you combine all the hit batters and the walks. Too many free passes. 3-1 pitch. Swung on and lifted down the right side and out of play for Abreu. As she sprinted towards the fence at 3-2. It's amazing how many runs. Do you realize of the 12 runs, 11 of them have scored with 2 outs for Strasburg. In the last, those are killers. 11 of the 12. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch. That bounces in. That'll bring up Emily Stevens. A couple of singles. Popped out prior to that, so she is 2 for 3. 12 runs on 9 hits. 1 error, 8 left on base for Strasburg. 5 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors. And 3 on base for Brush. Swing and a miss. Nice changeup. No balls and 1 strike. With Gustafson on deck. Like a good neighbor, Greg Mullen and his team are there to make the insurance world easy for you. Greg Mullen at State Farm Insurance, 842-45-55. The pitch. Swung on and drilled towards right center field. That will drop for a base hit. Runner to second. And Riley Lake is now out in center, so they've shifted things out there. That might be Tatalini in left, I would think. I've got to see what they...
28, Madison Brewer.
Natalie Poss is in left now.
Natalie Poss, okay.
Alexis Corral goes to third. Brooke Rule goes to shortstop. And
All right.
Carly Tatalini goes to second.
All right, I'll get the mic back here on my esteemed colleague, Evan James. So it's a base hit. The pitch scoring to bunt. It's upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. So all the positional changes have been accounted for. The pitch, that's bunted up the first base side. That's going to be a tough play. Picked up, nope, and dropped by Braylon Rule, but it's a base hit. That was going to be very tough. Braylon too anxious to pick it up. Did not fully grasp the ball, but it's a base hit.
Number 3, Tara Gustafson.
For the 3rd consecutive inning, the bases are loaded. Tara Gustafson has struck out and walked twice. She is 0 for 1. The pitch. That's a strike at the knees. It's 0-1. How you doing, Evan?
Doing pretty good, John. How about yourself?
All right, I'm hanging in. Not too bad so far. These are important details. Fans look happy. I mean, not on the brush side as much. The pitch is upstairs. I mean, they look content to be watching high school sports, that is.
That's very true. I mean, with COVID, I mean, it's kind of hard to find things these days.
Well, after all,
It's 2020.
and Evan knows how to fill in the blank perfectly. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch swung on in, fisted into right center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Runner will score from 3rd. 1 base at a time. The other runners advance. The RBI single from Gustafson. Plates, Caitlin Swallows. Strasburg 13, Brush 5.
Number 24, Autumn Stone.
I mean, that was just a flare. The ball was not hit hard, but you've talked about it. Placement.
That placement is key. It just went right over and fell and just hit that right spot.
Right, nothing you could do. The pitch in the dirt. Autumn Stone is 2 for 3. Has been on base all 4 times, including a walk and an error. Still nobody out in the 5th inning. And the offering, that is high. We played 2 innings in about 22 minutes, and then we played 2+ innings in an hour and 17. We're an hour and 39 minutes deep into the game. 2-0 pitch, and that is low. 3-0. Well, again, you got to look at the pitcher line scores. They're just going to keep working on this. Brush is hard-working team. But 6 walks and 5 hit batters. That's 11, essentially 11 free passes. And that's a strike on the inside corner at the knees. But still down on the count at 3-1. Strasburg has scored in each of the last 3 innings and have scored the last 13 runs of the game. And the offering, that is right there down the middle. It's 3-2. Here to Autumn Stone. Her 5th plate appearance already for Strasburg. And we're in the 5th. 3-2 pitch. And that bounces in. It's a bases loaded walk. Another run scores from 3rd.
Number 30, Grayson.
Strasburg 14, Brush 5. Stepping on home plate was Annette Earl, the courtesy runner. Grayson Graff, a sac bunt, a ground out, struck out, hit by a pitch, 0 for 2. And the offering, that is a beauty right there for a strike. Down the middle at the knees, it's 0-1. They just need 1 more run and need to hold Brush. And the offering swung on and grounded to short. That's going to play to run, and the throw to first is going to be late. An infield hit. It was hit slowly towards the shortstop, Brooke Rule. And scoring is Brewer. It's now 15-5. RBI to Grayson Graff. Evan, this hurts to watch, man.
It completely.
I feel bad for these players. I mean, they're giving it their all.
And it's hot, too, which makes it worse.
Yeah. Here's Heidi Price. 1 for 2. And she swings and misses at a changeup. No balls and 1 strike, a hit batter, a pop out, a double, and a walk. Still nobody out. 3 across in this inning. Pitch to Price. Swung on and fisted foul behind the screen there. 0-2. Gustafson at third, Stone at second, Graff at first. The Bee Diggers once were up by 5, now trail by 10 runs. The pitch, swung on and foul to the backstop. And the Bee Diggers now will just celebrate an out. At this point, they probably are not going to play beyond the 5th inning unless they can hold them right here and then score at least a run or two. But still, with nobody out of the bases loaded, to hold this team down is that much tougher. The offering swung on and lifted down the left field line. A long run along the line, and it's foul. Oof. And again, can you check? Is that Tatalini out there? Oh, no, you said, yeah, Pause. I'm sorry. That is Pause. That's Natalin. That's right. Yeah, the ball was dropped out there, but it was in foul territory on the run. No error. And the count remains at no balls and 2 strikes to Heidi Price. The pitch, swinging and missing a changeup. And there's 1 down. That's a good job of Braylon Rule executing the strikeout.
Number 5, Jody Archuleta.
Jody Archuleta hit into a fielder's choice, hit by a pitch. Had a big double, and she walked. Officially 1 for 2. The pitch, fouled at the plate. No balls and 1 strike. Autumn Stone and Caitlin Swallows have 3 RBIs apiece in the game. And if Brush can hold them here, they would have to score a run in the bottom of the 5th to extend it to a 6th inning. And the offering, fouled off the end of the bat on a riser. 0-2. Well, Braylon's throwing better, Evan.
She is. It's looking better than she was, that's for sure.
0-2. You're not hungry, are you?
Oh, I'm real hungry.
Okay, see, that's you had the look of I'm hungry. I have the look of I'm hungry. The pitch, upstairs. Well, this game might be over with soon. We'll see. The Bee Diggers have a lot to say about it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The bases are loaded. 1 out. Top of the 5th inning. Strasburg leads Brush 15-5. It was a 5-0 Brush lead after 2. The pitch, swing and a miss on a changeup. Braylon Rule with a nice job coming back, striking out the last 2 hitters. Aubrey Archuleta has struck out, been hit by a pitch twice and grounded out. Nice comeback by this Brush sophomore. Great pitching here. But she's got to get out of this one. And that is... Did it hit her? No. I didn't see a call. I heard something. I heard a thump, but probably off the catcher. I thought it hit the batter. I thought it clearly hit the batter. What did you see there? What did you see there, Evan?
I just heard a little thunk. I don't know how to describe that sound, actually.
Yeah. Well, they're just going to say it was a... But the batter's got to sell that. If it hits the batter, she's got to... She like half sold it, but I thought the ball clipped her ever so slightly. And now Cody Roth, the field umpire, and Kevin Fergus, the plate umpire, are out to discuss. Yeah, it'll be a hit batter. That's what I thought. And I'm much further away, but you could even hear the sound. Second time a hit batter's forced in a run, and it is 16-5. Give Aubrey Archuleta the RBI.
Number 23, Caitlin Swallow.
Caitlin Swallows is now up. I believe that's hit batter number 6 in the game for Brush. Wind and pitch. Strike down the middle. It's 0-1. Yeah, what was I saying in the second inning? Brush played great for 2 innings. Fabulous. It just
amazing.
It is amazing. It's crazy. 0-1. Changeup is a beauty. On the outer half, it's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Braylon Rule looking to put away this hitter. And the pitch. Swung on, drilled foul down the left side. Again, not a huge inning for Strasburg in terms of hits, but they have enough to extend the lead. No balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch. Swung on and drilled deep to left field, and that is just foul. Thank goodness. And that could have been major trouble. That would have played it 3 more. And that was an off-speed pitch thrown by Braylon Rule. Here we go again. It'll be an 0-2. Braylon has 2 strikeouts in the inning. Looking for a third. The offering. Up and away. 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. We're going to play our 4th game here coming up between the temperature game. Swung on and tapped foul behind the plate. You lost the first, you won the second, you lost the third barely. You got to come within 1 degree. The temperature is
95.
It is 97 degrees in Brush. I'm sorry. You're doing this to yourself. I mean, and the pitch. Low. 2-2. All right, you want to see proof?
There is the proof right there.
I would never lie to you about that. 2-2. And the offering. Swung on and fisted on the ground right side. Rule drops the ball. Underhands to first. And out. Oh, barely got the out. Braylon's had some trouble on a couple of those grounders, but she stuck with it and recorded the final out of the inning. 4 runs on 4 hits. No errors, and the bases were left loaded. Strasburg, despite scoring all of these runs, has stranded 8 runners in the game. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Beat Diggers need 2 runs for this game to continue to the 6th. The score, Strasburg 16, Brush 5 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Well, this will be it for the Beat Diggers if they don't score at least 2 runs. Strasburg 16, Brush 5, but you have Grace Georgiou up there to begin the bottom of the 5th inning. John Beltran with Evan James. And the pitch swung on and lined and caught by the third baseman, Caitlin Swallows. There's 1 down. That ball could not have been struck any harder.
That was just absolutely drilled. And, I mean, it was like a nail. I mean, you just drive in that nail. Oh, man.
But it was right to the third baseman, Swallows, and Georgiou is now 1 for 3. She had a base hit her first time up. 1 down here for Alexis Corrals. Grounded out and popped out. Swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike. Strasburg is 2 outs away from moving to 4-3 and dropping the Beat Diggers to 3-3. Emily Stevens comes home. Swung on and lined and caught by the first baseman, Brewer. A stab to her right near her shoe tops. Wow. 2 outstanding defensive plays by corner infielders. There's 2 down.
That was impressive, not going to lie.
All right, now we have confirmed that Evan is a truth teller. No, you can't. I mean, that's impressive. That is. Here's Nadeline Paul, singled and hit by a pitch. Boy, 2 balls that were scorched. The pitch, swing and a miss on a ball down in the zone. It's 0-1. We'll take it to ESPN Radio coming up at the top of the hour. Rockies coming up tonight against the Dodgers on 10-10. No balls and 1 strike, and the offering. That is a little bit high. Barely missed. 49 strikes and only 17 balls. Pretty impressive.
That's That's really good.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about nearly a 3-to-1 ratio. Emily Stevens, the right-hander, comes home. Swung on line, caught by the first baseman Brewer. That was a soft liner, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. The last 7 hitters were retired by Emily Stevens, and the Strasburg Indians have defeated the Brush Bee Diggers this afternoon in Brush by a score of 16-5 with 16 unanswered runs. It's a 2-minute break. We'll wrap it up after this. Strasburg 16, Brush 5 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
Bee Digger postgame show brought to you by Western Engineering Consultants, engineering and consulting services for all your projects. Strong commitment to their clients' needs, set them apart. Get your project started the right way with Western Engineering Consultants.
Well, it started so promising for the Bee Diggers, but they lose the game by a score of 16-5 to the Strasburg Indians. A game in which Brush led 5-0 after 2 innings. Time of the game, 1 hour and 54 minutes. Again, the Bee Diggers had a quick 5-0 lead. Braylon Rule grounded out, scoring Brooke Rule, who tripled. 4 more runs in the second inning. And they looked like they were cruising, but all of a sudden, Braylon Rule ran into some trouble in the third. Caitlin Swallows had a bases-clearing double. Emily Stevens with an RBI single made it 5-4. Autumn Stone had a run-scoring single tying the game, and then they would eventually take the lead for good. Actually, that was a single that gave them the lead. They scored 10 more runs after that, and they ran away from Brush 16-5. Just a tough one for the Bee Diggers. 16 runs, 13 hits, 1 error, 11 left on base for Strasburg. 5 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors, 3 left on base for Brush. The winning pitcher was Emily Stevens. And the loss in the game went to Braylon Rule. The Bee Diggers dropped to 3-3. They're back in action coming up on Friday on the road against Lions, while Strasburg moves to 4-3 on the season. So that's the story of this game from Brush as the Bee Diggers go down in 5 innings. It looked like this would easily be a 7-inning game, but not today, as Strasburg wins 16-5. For Evan James, I'm John Beltran. The final score: Strasburg 16, Brush 5 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.